Pick up 6 clear plastic punch bowls from Dollar Tree. Cut a round hole in the bottom of each punch bowl and then glue the bowls together top to top with hot glue. Take the 6 attached bowls that have been glued together and then glue the bases of the bowls together so that you have 3 bowl balls stacked vertically. Take an LED fairy light strand, wrap the string lights around a wood dowel and thread them through the center holes. Distribute the fairy lights into each bowl. Place the bowl stack on top of a planter of choice. Hot glue the bow, pine cones, and Christmas ornaments to the top of the bowls. Plug it in, and there you have it, a cheap way to create your own easy Christmas decorations for your home. I hope this inspired you to try this DIY holiday project in your home.
You'll want 3 vases in different sizes that can stack up, small, medium, and large. I layered in strands of these tiny star-shaped lights from the dollar store under the snow to give it a soft, magical glow. Then, just like before, we'll create a little scene inside each vase. In the largest one, I added this pretty reindeer, then a small Christmas tree to the middle globe, and in the smallest one, a couple of ornaments, including showing off one of my favorite childhood ornaments for a sentimental touch. And now you can grab your craft vinyl. We'll cut out an orange triangle for a carrot nose and black circles for eyes and a mouth to turn your vases into a snowman face. For the snowman's hat, you can cut a simple shape out of black cardstock and tape it right on top. And don't forget about a scarf. I just tied a piece of ribbon around its neck, but you could use fabric, yarn, or even try out some tinsel for a festive look. I love how creative and versatile this one is. Would you try this one out?
Today's project starts with picking up 6 bowls from the Dollar Tree, but first we gotta trace out 2 circles along some boards. Once we get those traced out, we're just gonna use a jigsaw and cut them out. Once we get them cut out all the way around the circles, we're just gonna give them a sanded edge just to get rid of all those little loose splinters. Once we get them all cut out, we gotta lay those 6 bowls out because we gotta give them a frosted look. So we're gonna lay them out on some cardboard. Take some white spray paint, but don't spray it too hard. What we want is just, like I said earlier, a frosted look. So just give it a light touch. Now, one of the round bases that we have, we're gonna paint that white. It's gonna take about 2 coats, and the other one's gonna get a black spray paint. I'll show you why later. That's probably gonna definitely need 2 coats and both sides. When we get those bowls in, we're gonna mark a circle on all of those around the tops. We're gonna go ahead and cut those out. Now, I use a hot knife. Anything else you use could crack these bowls. So you take the hot knife, get it up to temperature, and just go ahead and spin it around till you get that cut out. Now, you don't have to do it to all 6. I did just because I didn't know which ones I were gonna use on the top or the bottom. Now, I did cut out a hole on the side. That way I can get an extension cord through there. But I'm gonna take some hot glue on one bowl, flip it over on the white base, and that's gonna be our first starter bowl. Next, we're gonna go take that hot glue in a couple of the areas, and we're gonna glue a lot of these bowls together, bottom to bottom. See the holes? They're gonna match up with each other, and I'll show you why we need to do that later. Once we get these bowls lined up, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in all the gaps with some hot glue. Now, take that base, and we're gonna stick a cord through it with our lights. I went a little overkill with the lights, but these were some string lights that I wasn't gonna use anymore around the house, so I went ahead and used them. But what we're gonna do is pull all these lights through all the bowls, all the layers. Once we take that first base, we're gonna go ahead and take the next step, and we're gonna hot glue that down also. Wanna make sure you don't burn yourself. I just put it in a few spots and make sure it's lined up with the top. We're just gonna work our way up the top, pulling the lights through the holes that we cut out as we go up. And we're gonna have 3 layers of these double stacked bowls, one on top of the other. We're gonna stick the last bowl, but I'm gonna put a tie on this one. I saw this at the Dollar Tree and it was super cute, so I had to put it on that first layer. Next, let's put some of that hot glue down, and we're gonna put that black circle on top. And then I got a nice little painted bucket from Dollar Tree we're gonna put it on. Now we're gonna add some decoration to our snowman here, and there he is. And once we plug it in, look at that thing light up. Isn't it gorgeous sitting by the tree? Put a little bit of holly right on top of the hat, And remember, we got that tie that's on there, just giving our snowman a little extra touch. I think this thing turned out so well, and I hope this inspired you to build your own Dollar Tree snowman bowl.
Grab some clear vases the next time you're at the dollar store. I want to glue 3 of the vases in a stack. I'm using 5-minute epoxy to attach them together. I'm dipping the top of the first glass into the glue, and then I'm going to set another one on top of it. To decorate the first stack of vases, I want to keep it simple. I'm going to use some white paint to paint all of the outside glass. I want to make sure to get in between the vases as well and around the rim so that all of the glass is covered. For my second stack of glasses, I want to use some alcohol ink to color the glass. To make sure the glass is clean, I'm going to wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol first. Now I can start to decorate them with the alcohol ink. I have some ink here in blue and a deep purple that I think is going to be lovely. I can move the stack around to allow the ink to cover different areas as well. Once I have a design I like, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry before adding another layer. You can see how beautiful the ink is already, so I'm just going to add a little bit more to give it a deeper color. Once this dries, it'll be ready to use, and I can add some flowers or a candle to the bubble vases. I love how different these 2 vases look, but how pretty they both are. I hope this has inspired you to make your own bubble vases as well.
To start this project, you're going to need some dollar store bowls, and you can pick any colors and any variety that you like. Next, I'm going to take the first bowl and add some hot glue around the edges of this bowl. Once I have all the hot glue on, I'm going to take the other bowl that matches and place it on top. I'll wait till this cools before moving on to the next step. Here are all 5 of the bowls I'll be using. I have some red pool noodles, and I'm using some athletic tape, and I'm wrapping all of the pool noodles with the athletic tape. I have 5 broom handles that I purchased from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to place them into my front yard, spacing them evenly across. Next, I place the broom handle on the ground, and I use a rubber mallet to pound the broom handle into the ground. Next, I'm adding some hot glue to the top of the pool noodle, and I'm placing the bowl sets on top. Now I'll need to hold this in place until all of the glue cools and becomes more solid. You can take some white electrical tape or white athletic tape and wrap your broom handles with it, making a white stake. Once I get the entire broom handle wrapped, I add a small section of a pool noodle to the top. This will add for stability. For this next step, I'll be taking some cellophane wrap. Then I'll take that piece of cellophane and I will hold it over the top of the bowls, pinching in all of the sides and the ends so that it basically encases the bowls. I will tie the whole thing together with a little ribbon. Now you could add some bows if you want. It's really up to you what you'd like to do with your project. Here they are all finished, and I'm thrilled with how they turned out.
The first thing I'm going to do is turn one of my bowls upside down. This is something we're going to do on all of the bowls. Obviously, we're going to take our tag off, and then I'm going to take my glue gun, and what you're going to do is you're just going to gently push with a hot, high temp old glue gun, and it's going to melt a hole right through our bowl. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make a circle of these holes. When you have your holes all in a circle, you just want to try and melt that part right between them so that it'll pop out a big circle for you. And there we have it. Enough. It's melted. And again, be careful that you don't crack your bowl. And you've got a good size hole, and I'm just going to sand off those rough edges. So I have finished with all of my bowls. That's 5 of this one and 4 of this one. I'm going to start with one of these bowls first. So what I'm going to do is I am going to feed these through the hole, but our battery pack is going to go under here, and I'm going to want a couple of lights down inside the base. And then I'm going to bundle this back up again. Now I have my second bunch. Same thing, the battery pack is going to go under here, and I'm going to just put these right through the same hole. And now we're going to add one of our large bowls, like so. Now I have this bowl. On top of this one, I'm just going to add a bead of the adhesive right around the top here, and then we're just going to secure that bowl right to the bottom bowl. When you're confident that your adhesive is dry and that these are glued together well, so you can pick one up, then we're going to take our second large bowl and we're going to do the same thing, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my second bunch. And I'm going to put a bead of it around here so that I can secure these two bowls to one another. To get my little lights to stay, what I'm going to do is I have this clear waterproof floral tape, and I'm going to tape some of those lights. So I have 2 lights from each of my strands, and I'm just going to put that waterproof clear tape right across there to keep those right up in the top. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make sure that that is centered, and we have a little top on our beautiful lighted tower. I'm going to take this plastic tray and put it beneath my tower of lights. Before I left the Dollar Tree, I picked up a couple of these glitter drapes, they call it, but it's the cotton with some glitter on it. I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to cut some of this and put it down around the bottom. So I'm going to take this and head outside. And look how pretty that is and how it glows at night. And you can imagine if I didn't have my porch lights on, you would see it even more. They're just so pretty. So I hope that you like this project and you're heading out to Dollar Tree. See if you can get those crystal bowls. I had a little trouble at first finding them, but this week I see they're all in stock. So get those and get your lights and make some of these for yourself for Christmas this year.
I started by removing the labels from all of the bowls. I spray painted each of the bowls with different colors. So 2 bowls were painted white, 2 bowls were painted green, and 2 bowls were painted red. I'm going to take the small cups, 3 of them, and paint them with silver spray paint and let those dry completely as well. Now I'm going to focus on the accents of each of the bowls. So for this step, I'm using Folk Art Treasure Gold paint. I'm going to dip my finger into the paint and then get a little bit of the excess paint off of it, and then I'm going to rub that over the top of the accents on the bowls. When I'm done putting all the glaze on them, I'm going to go ahead and let them dry. I'm going to drill a hole into each of the 3 silver cups as well. Now that all the bowls are dry, I'm going to use some super glue and place it around the edge, and then I'm going to place the other bowl of the same color on top of the first bowl, therefore making a nice sphere. Next, I'm going to take some twine and I'm going to tie a knot into the twine and stuff it through the hole. This is giving it the bulb shape. Lastly, I'm going to glue the embellishments onto the bulbs. Now this is an optional step, but I've just taken some greenery that I found at Walmart and I'm hot gluing it onto the silver cup. Once all of these are dry, I will be hanging them from my front porch. And I hope this inspires you to create some of these fun Christmas bulbs of your own. Thanks for watching Hometalk, and I'll see you next time.